Hello everyone, my name is Elspeth, this is the Planeswalker Pantheon, and today we are going to be opening up a whole box of Collector's Boosters from Zendikar Rising. Let's just get into this, shall we? You know what's in them, I don't have to give you the spiel. So we've got our cool Omnath artwork there. Ah, looky here, this is something a little bit new. They've actually started putting box toppers in. They've got 2 box toppers in the collector's boosters. I hope this is something that continues, because the concept of box toppers are a really cool idea. But we will open these right at the end. We've got enough special stuff to come. So I'm right here. We'll start with the first one. So we have our 4 commons and uncommons. Join to Oblivion is quite nice. Okay, we've got our foil basic. Our full art card is Coralhelm Chronicler. So for 2 and a blue, you get a creature Merfolk Wizard. It's a 2/2. Whenever you cast a kicked spell, draw a card, then discard a card. When it is the battlefield, you look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a card with a kicker ability from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest of them onto the bottom of your library in a random order. Our foil rare is Nahiri's Lithoforming. This is actually has been seeing play in standard at the moment as a sort of combo piece. So Nahiri's Lithomancy. So X and 2 red, you get a sorcery. Sacrifice X lands. For each land sacrificed this way, you draw a card. And then you can play X additional lands this turn, and the lands that enter the battlefield under your control enter tapped. Our showcase cards are Prowling Felidar and Spitfire Gak. We've got a full art Clearwater Pathway. This looks really neat. And it comes the Murkwater Pathway. And we got a foil Akum Helmhound and a foil Scroot Swarm in the artwork, in the alternate artwork as well. So Scroot Swarm is 2 and a green for a 1/1. You get a creature insect. It has landfall. When it enters the battlefield under your control, you create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, you create a token that's a copy of Scroot Swarm instead. Next one. And we've got our cat beast token there as well. So our 4 commons and uncommons. Got our foil mountain. Our full art is Zarathan the Trickster. So for 3, a blue and a black, you get a legendary creature Merfolk Rogue. It's a 4/4 with flash. You can pay 2, a blue and a black. Return an unblocked attacking rogue you control to its owner's hand. Put Zarathan the Trickster from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Whenever Zarathan deals combat damage to a player, you may put target permanent card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Our foil rare is a Shadow Skull Charger. So for 1 and 2 red, you get a creature Giant Warrior. It's a 4/3 with kicker 2. It has trample and haste. If it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. At the beginning of your end step, if it doesn't have a +1/+1 counter on it, return it to your owner's hand. Got a McKindy Ox and a Skyclave Pickaxe. Our full art is a Craig Crown Pathway. And we've got a foil showcase Canopy Baloth. And we've got another foil full art. It's a Leyline Tyrant. So for 2 and 2 red, you get a 4/4 creature dragon. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. When Leyline Tyrant dies, you may pay any amount of red mana. When you do, it deals that much damage to any target. Nice. Got a foil Drake there. Alright. Next up. Actually, this would go here. Sorry. Got our foil commons and uncommons. Our foil swamp. Our full art is Whirling Vortex. So for 1 and a red, you get an enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Whirling Vortex deals 1 damage to them. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast that spell, Roiling Vortex deals 5 to that player instead. You can pay red to make an opponent not gain life. Foil is a Nimble Trap Finder, so for 1 and a blue, you get a 2/1 creature human rogue. It can't be blocked unless if you had another cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard enter the battlefield under your control this turn. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, creatures you control gain whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card until end of turn. Our showcase cards, Skyclaves Squid and a Akoum Hellhound. We've got an alternate artwork Jace Mirror Mage. This is really neat. So for 1 and 2 blue, you get a legendary Planeswalker Jace. You can kick it for 2. It has 4 loyalty. When Jace Mirror Mage enters the battlefield, if Jace was kicked, create a token that's a copy of Jace Mirror Mage, except it's a non-legendary creature and starting loyalty is 1. You can you can plus it to scry 2, or you can pay 0 to draw a card and reveal it. Remove a number of loyalty counters equal to that card's converted mana cost from Jace Mirror Mage. That's pretty cool. Got a foil Geopede, and we've actually got another foil art. It's Aura the Skyclave Hierophant. This is actually the buy box promo alt artwork. So for 2, a white and a black, you get a legendary creature called Cleric. It's a 3/3 with lifelink. Whenever Aura Skyclave Hierophant or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric with lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sorry. And then we've got the Angel Warrior token. Alright. So we've got a Cliffhaven Sellsword. Oh, sorry, these are all of our commons, I should say. Feed the Swarm in foil is going to be a little bit of money later. Got our island. Our full art is Charax the Raging Isle. So for 2 and 2 blue, you get a legendary creature Leviathan Crab. It's a 0/17. Spells your opponents cast that target Charax will cost 2 more to cast, and you can pay 3 to give Charax plus X minus X until end of turn, where X is the number of islands you control. That's real neat. And we've got a foil Scute Swarm. I won't read it again, but this is the foil one in the normal art. We have a Canopy Baloth and a Ruin Crab in the alt art. We've got a rare showcase here in Kazandu Mammoth. So for 1 and 2 green, you get a creature elephant, it's a 3/3. It has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Kazandu Mammoth gets +2/+2 until end of turn. We've got a foil Akoum Hellhound. Our full art is actually a foil. It's Relic Robber. So for 2 and a blue, you get a creature Goblin Rogue. It has haste. Whenever Relic Robber deals combat damage to a player, that player creates an 0/1 colors Goblin Construct token with this creature can't block, and at the beginning of your upkeep, this creature deals 1 damage to you. So that's our full art there. And we've got another Cat Beast. Alright, let's see what else we got. So we've got our commons and uncommons here. Man, that black looks really white on the got a foil plains. Our full art card is Angel of Destiny. So for 3 and 2 white, you get a creature Angel Cleric. It's a 2/6. It has flying and double strike. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you and that player each gain that much life. At the beginning of your end step, if you have at least 15 or more life than your starting total, each player Angel of Destiny attacked this turn loses the game. And we got a foil one in normal as well. That's pretty neat. Got a Prowling Felidar and Dreadworm and Valakut Exploration as our showcase art cards. Got a foil Skyclave Squid. And we've got a full art Ondu Inversion. So for 6 and 2 white, you get a sorcery. Destroy all non-land permanents, or it can be a land that comes into play tapped. There's our illusion and our copy token. Let me just fix some stuff here. I'll put foil full arts with the other foil full arts. And then we've got all of our normal ones here. Then full showcases. Alright, what do we got next? Alright, so our commons and uncommons. Foil Forest. Our full art is just a normal one. It's Luminarch Aspirant, so for 1 and a white, you get a creature human cleric. It's a 1/1. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. That's cool. And we got a full normal Relic Robber there. Territorial Scythecat, Spitfire Legak are our showcase cards. We have another Clearwater Pathway full art. Our foil showcase is Kazandu Nectarpot. Oh! I knew that there's a possibility of getting these, but that caught me off guard. I've just opened up an Arid Mesa, so this is one of the what do you call it, the sort of lottery cards. I'm blanking on the actual name of it. Arid Mesa, you can tap to play 1 life, sacrifice Arid Mesa, search your library for a mountain or plains card, and put it into the battlefield, shuffle your library. It's one of the expeditions, that's the name of it. Tokens, you can go away. I wasn't expecting to open one, but here we are. But there's one there. And you can actually get foils in the collector's boosters, which is pretty cool. I can't wait for the actual proper printing whenever that comes out, because I will be ordering my copies. So yeah, we've got an Arid Mesa there, that's pretty good. Foil commons and uncommons. Alright, so got a foil mountain. Our full art card is Shatterskull Charger. Our foil red is Magmatic Channeler. So for 1 and a red, you get a creature human wizard. As long as there are 4 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, Magmatic Channeler gets +3/+1. It's a 1/3. You can tap and discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library, and then choose one of them. You may play that card this turn. Our showcase card is Skyclaves Squid. We have also a Brushfire Elemental. And we got a full art Nissa of Shadowed Burrows. So for 2, a black and a green, the legendary Planeswalker Nissa. She starts at 4 loyalty. And she also has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a loyalty counter on Nissa of Shadowed Burrows. +1, you can untap a target land you control. You may have it become a 3/3 elemental creature with haste and menace until end of turn. It's still a land. Or you can -5, you may put a creature card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control onto the battlefield from your hand or graveyard with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Cool, alright. So we got another full art. Our full art is a Skyclaves Squid. And we got a foil full art of Throne of Makindi. So it's a land that taps for colorless. You can pay 1 and tap it to put a charge counter on Throne of Makindi. You can tap it and remove a charge counter from Throne of Makindi, add 2 mana of 1 color, spend this mana to only cast kick spells. Alright, put tokens just up here. Alright, so we got 1 Arid Mesa out of that, that's not bad. Alright, so we got our commons and uncommons right here. Alright, so we got our full art Swamp. Our extended art is Shadow's Verdict. So for 3 and 2 black, you get a sorcery. Exile all creatures and planeswalkers with converted mana cost 3 or less from the battlefield. And all creature and planeswalker cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from all graveyards. We have our foil is Coveted Prize. So for 4 and a black, you get a sorcery. The spell costs 1 less for each creature in your party. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. If you have a full party, you may cast a spell with converted mana cost 4 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Our showcases are Canopy Baloth and Dreadworm. We also have a Pilaf World Sculptor in the showcase frame. So for 4, a red and a green, you get a legendary creature elemental. When it enters the battlefield, you create a 0/1 green plant token for each basic land you control. And it has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put 4 +1/+1 counters on a target plant you control. We have a foil Makindi Ox. And we have a foil full arch Shatter Skull Smashing. Jeez, that's a bit of a mouthful. For X and 2 red, you get a sorcery. Shatter Skull Smashing deals X damage divided as you choose among up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, Shatter Skull Smashing deals twice X damage divided as you choose among them instead. And that's the land that it becomes as well. Whew. Alright, next pack. Alright, so our commons and uncommons. Whoops. Full Art Island. Our first full art foil is Icon of Emiria. So for 2 and a white, you get a creature Archon. It has flying. It's a 2/3. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn. Non-basic lands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. We've got a foil Lotus Cobra, so for 1 in the green, you get a creature snake. It's a 2/4. It has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, add 1 mana of any colour. We've got our showcase of Spitfire Lagak and Kazandi Nectarpot. We've got a full art of Bright Climb Pathway, which is the black-white dual-face land. Our foil showcase is Dreadworm. And we've got a foil full art of Tajiru Paragon. So for 1 in a green, you get a creature elf. It's a 3/2. Tajiru Paragon is also a cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard. It only can be one of those at a time, though, as a bit of a note. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, reveal the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a card that shares a creature type among them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And then we've got our token there. Right, so our commons and uncommons. I don't know what the rate is to get the expedition lands in these boxes. I've seen packs with just 1, boxes with just 1. I've seen some boxes with like 3, which is kind of nuts. Alright, so we've got our plans. Our full art is Swarm Shambler. So for a single green, you get a creature Fungus Beats. It's a 0/0. It enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it becomes a target of a spell an opponent controls, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. You can pay 1 and tap it to put a counter on the Shambler. Our foil is Shadow's Verdict. Our showcase cards are Coom Hellhound and Fearless Sledging. I like this artwork, actually. And, we got a rare showcase artwork in Skyclaves Shade. So for 1 and a black, you get a creature Shade. It's a 3/1. You can kick it for 2 and a black. It can't block. If it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. And it has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if Skyclaves Shade is in your graveyard and it's your turn, you may cast it from your graveyard this turn. Full art. We've got a Canyon Jaboa in the foil as our foil showcase. And we got a foil Luxury Suite. So that's our second expedition land there. So this is one of the Battle Bond lands. It's the red-black one. And this is the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. Cool. That's pretty good. That's 2. Alright, next pack. Whew! I wasn't expecting them to just put the expeditions in here. Anyway. Our commons and uncommons. Our full forest. Our full art is Glasspool Mimic. So for 2 and a blue, you get a creature, shapeshifter, human rogue. It enters the battlefield. We may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature you control, except it's a shapeshifter rogue in addition to its other types, or it can be a land. So there's our full art. Whirling Vortex. So for 1, we've already read it, but that's our foil for the pack. Our normal showcase cards are Prowling Felidar and Territorial Scythecat. We've got a Branchloft Pathway, which is our dual-face land. Our foil showcase is Prowling Felidar. And we've got Crawling Barrens as our foil full art. So it's a land that taps for a single colourless. You can pay 4 to put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. And then it becomes an elemental with haste. It becomes an elemental creature until end of turn, sorry, not with haste. And a core warrior, and that's the Hydra from Grackmore. Alright, this is our last pack before we get to our really sweet box toppers. Let's make it 3. Just make it a nice even 3. I mean, I won't be disappointed if we don't, but, it'll be cool. So, our 4 commons and uncommons. Alright, so we've got our full art mountain. Our full art card is a Cragplate Bailiff. So for 5 and 2 green, you get a creature beast. You can kick it for 2 and a green. It can't be countered and has hexproof and haste. If it was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. Our foil res Ondoon version. Our showcase cards are Makindi Ox, Skyclave Geopede, and Scoot Swarm. Our foil showcase card is the Fearless Fledgling. And our full art card is Maul of the Skyclaves. So for 2 and a white, you get an artifact creature, an artifact equipment. When it enters the battlefield, it attaches itself to a target creature you control. The creature gets +2/+2 and has flying and first strike, and you can equip it for 2 and 2 white. So that's our foil full art. Alright, there we go. So we've got 2 expeditions, that's not bad, but hey, we can always make that up because we got 2 of these bad boys right here. We'll get this one first. Alright, now to carefully open this. Okay, good, I opened it the right way. Alright, so our first box topper it's Cavern of Souls. This is actually a nice one to get. So Cavern of Souls, as it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type. You can tap it to add colors, or you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a creature spell of the chosen type. That spell can't be countered. The ones that you get from the box toppers aren't foil, which is a little unfortunate, but hey, I got an Arid Maze, so I'm not going to complain too hard about that. I mean, Cavern of Souls is pretty good as well. I think that's my first copy because this is before I started playing original Innistrad was a little bit before I started playing. And our second one is Razorverge Thicket. So it's the green-white fast land. It enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. So this is actually a pretty good sort of spread of the kinds of box toppers you can get. So they did all the original, I believe they did all the fast lands. I might have just done the original fast lands. They've done a whole heap of really cool utility lands. So Cavern of Souls, I know there's Dust Bowl, I know there's Wasteland as well. There's like a whole heap of really cool utility lands. They did the current Battle Bond lands, which they are reprinting the last sort of in Commander Legends. And they've also done all 10 of the Cycle of Fetch lands. So that's actually a pretty good spread all up. And I'm pretty happy with what we opened overall. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me open this little collector's box. Please don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe. That's a cat. Don't forget to like, favorite, share, and subscribe. It lets people know that we exist and that we are making content. You can follow me on Twitter. All my links are down below. And also, you can find us on the Planeswalker Pantheon, which is on Facebook. Again, all the links are down below. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you later.